What's up, guys? Sauce MMA here, and today this is my full prediction video for UFC 320. I know it is a little late, so I do apologize on that behalf because I've been really busy lately. But the fights tomorrow, really excited for all the fights on the main card. These are all going to be banger matchups. Probably the most stacked card of the entire year, honestly. Like, nothing gets more stacked than this. And we also got some news on UFC Qatar and the co-main event, and the main event reel for those fights. I'm going to talk about those at the end of the video. But yeah, let's get right into it. To start off the night, we have Joe Pyfer versus Abusmagomedov. Very interesting fight because Joe Pyfer's last fight was against Kevin Gastelum, who's really fat, and he did pretty okay. Like, he was able to knock Kevin down. But one thing I will say about both these guys is that Joe Pyfer, his cardio isn't great. Like, at the end of the Kevin Gastelum fight, he was gassing out. Well, he wasn't gassing out, but he was noticeably tired. And same with Abusmagomedov. He's really quick. He has fast hands. He's a good striker. But he also has a bit of a cardio issue. So with these guys, I feel like the third round is going to be these guys just like sitting there just like, they're just going to be swinging their arms around, just jiggling each other at range. But I am predicting Joe Pyfer for the fact that he has ridiculously strong hands, and he is really strong. He has really good knockout power. And I see him KOing Abusmagomedov in either round 1 or round 2. Not a whole lot to say in this fight. I think Joe Pyfer is going to win by knockout. That's my prediction. We got Josh Emmett versus Yusuf Zalal next, and this is another situation similar to Pyfer versus Magomedov. I think Josh Emmett hits really hard, and he's really strong, and he took Ilya Topuria to a decision, which is not an easy thing to do, by the way. And you got Yusuf Zalal, who's also a creative striker. You know, he's got good punches and kicks. He's got good knees. He's pretty, pretty crafty striker. But Josh Emmett is 40 years old, so he's not in the prime of his career, I'd say, but he did knock out Bryce Mitchell, and he has really good power for a featherweight. And I guess people are going to pick Yusuf Zalal because he's a younger guy and he's a very crafty striker. But Josh Emmett is really tough and he's strong. He has knockout power. I feel like he's going to knock out Yusuf Zalal or he's going to win by stoppage. I'm going to go Josh Emmett by TKO. If I were to guess what round, I'd say probably either like the middle of round 3 or end of round 2. But my prediction is Josh Emmett by TKO. And next up we got what I think is going to be the fight of the night, obviously. Like, this is probably going to be the best fight of the entire card. Yuri Prochazka versus Khalil Roundtree. Amazing fight. I'm really happy we were able to see this. I kind of wish this fight was 5 rounds, honestly, because I would love to see 5 rounds of these two just going at it. And this is a really interesting fight because Khalil and Yuri are both fighters that are just ultra aggressive and will not shoot takedowns. Like, everything they do is going to be on the feet. Khalil Roundtree, obviously a Muay Thai expert, really good. He has great leg kicks, great body shots, great. He has good power. Like, he's able to drop Jamal Hill a bunch of times. But the thing about that fight is that he dropped Jamal Hill a bunch of times, but didn't finish him. Like, there were points I feel like he could have finished Jamal Hill, but he just didn't do it. And I understand that he didn't want to gas out because in the Pereira fight, his main problem was that he just gassed out way too fast, and Pereira just destroyed him in the later rounds. But, if you look at how Yuri fought Jamal Hill and how Khalil fought Jamal Hill, like, Yuri Prochazka actually put him away and knocked him out. But he did take more damage at the same time because Yuri has that style where he's just so awkward. He's like wiggling all over the place. He's like, his hands are down. He's rolling around the place. It's a weird unorthodox style, but it works really well for Yuri. Excuse me. But honestly, for this fight, at first I'm like, yeah, Khalil's gonna destroy him. But after some thinking, I'm like, I'm gonna have to go with Yuri because he's so unorthodox and just weird. His style is so strange. I can definitely see him just KOing Khalil Roundtree. I think they're definitely gonna both drop each other. That's just a must. That's what's gonna happen probably. I think I was gonna play out like this. Is how I think the fight's gonna play out. They're both gonna come out. I think Khalil's gonna come out really aggressive. He's gonna drop Yuri. He's gonna hurt him. But then Yuri's gonna push through because Yuri is really tough. And then third round, he's gonna find his flow state. He's gonna be slipping shots because Khalil likes to throw these looping hooks. I feel like if Yuri can slip those and just counter, it'll be easy for him. Like, Yuri's gonna be countering. And that's gonna be a point where either he's gonna win by a dominant decision or he's gonna knock him out. I feel like he's gonna knock him out because Yuri hasn't had a fight go to decision once in his entire UFC career. Yeah, I think this is gonna be a banger fight though. It's gonna be a really, really good fight. Fight of the night, probably 100%. I'm gonna go with Yuri Prochazka by TKO or KO or stoppage, which means the same thing as TKO. But I have Yuri winning this fight by just TKO or KO. I could see your older Khalil Roundtree wins, though. I'm not ruling Khalil out. I just think Yuri's going to beat him. Like, Roundtree could just go out there and just KO him, which I hope does not happen because I love Yuri. But yeah, Yuri Prochazka by KO. Now for the co-main event, Merab versus Corey Sandhagen. I think this is going to be a more competitive fight for Merab than Sean O'Malley was. Maybe more than Umar, but I'm not honestly that sure because Umar was able to outstrike Merab in the earlier rounds. And for this fight, I think Corey Sandhagen, he will do better than O'Malley because he has a deeper bag. He has more skills than O'Malley. Like, O'Malley's a great striker. And his takedown defense looks better in the second fight against Merab, but he got submitted with some weird-ass choke. I don't know what that one's called. I think it's called ninja choke, actually, but regardless. I'm picking Merab by either decision or maybe even a finish because, again, with the O'Malley fight, he submitted O'Malley. So there is a chance that Corey Sandhagen gets submitted. I think Merab's just going to ragdoll him for 5 rounds straight and win a dominant decision. Like, maybe even 10-8 him a couple times, just 10-9 him most of the time. Or he could submit Corey Sandhagen. I could see a world where he does get submitted, but his grappling is pretty good. Like, Corey Sandhagen does have some good scrambles and stuff. So I don't think he's going to get submitted. If I'm predicting, I'm going to say Merab by decision. Merab by unanimous decision. Very well, he could submit Corey Sandhagen, but it probably won't be that easy. I'll say he wins by a decision by just picking him up and just slamming him, ragdolling him because the physicality difference. Like right here, Corey Sandhagen, he's built like a bantamweight. Merab has that beefy, bulkier type build. He's built like a muscular hamster that is oozing with muscle. I think Merab is going to win by decision dominantly because Merab is just that much stronger than everyone in his division, honestly. And he's looking pretty much unstoppable. So yeah, Merab by decision. Now for the main event, Alex versus Magomed Ankalaev. Oh, man. Like, lately, I don't know what it is, but I've been feeling these dark premonitions. Like, I've seen a future. I feel like I keep on seeing these flashes in my head. Like, Iraq PTSD, where I feel like Alex is going to get knocked out, and I'm so worried. Like, whenever I see him in Ankalaev, I'm looking at them, I'm like, I don't see Alex winning this, unfortunately. Because Alex has been talking a lot of stuff. He's been saying in the first fight he was only 40%. Like, he wasn't at his full potential. But you could also say the same for Magomed Ankalaev. He fought during Ramadan, so the dude couldn't eat until the sun went down, so his training was basically compromised. Now, Alex did have some great success in the first fight. He made Ankalaev go like 0-13 for takedowns, which is crazy good. No one expected Alex to do that good in terms of grappling defense. But he wasn't really that aggressive. Like, Alex had a low output in that fight. He won 2 rounds. I'll say he won round. I remember watching the fight. It's been a while since I watched it, but he won rounds 1 and round 5. And for the rest of the fight, he was just standing there because he was scared of getting taken down. And Magomed had a clear speed advantage on him. Like, he outboxed Alex Pereira, which, if you get mad about that, that's what happened. Like, if you watch the fight, he was landing better shots than Alex, had better speed, was moving better. He just outclassed Alex, honestly. And with this fight, we see Alex training a lot of grappling. So I think what Alex's mindset is, he wants to go out and be more aggressive, which is good. And he's probably going to get taken down, but he's going to try and work when he gets taken down to get back up immediately, which is not a bad idea, I think. Like, if Alex, if I were him, I'd just be like, screw it, I'm going to get taken down. I'm going to train off my back. I'm going to train grappling, which is what he's been doing, and just go out and just be aggressive. And I feel like Alex is going to be looking for a knockout this time around. But on the flip side, if he gets too aggressive and Ankalaev counters him with a sharp combination, and Alex could get hurt seriously. He could get seriously hurt. Or even knocked out, which I pray does not happen. Like, seriously, please. Like, after seeing Charles lost, now Alex, like, don't do this to me, please. Or this fight could literally just go like the first fight, where it was just Alex sitting around doing nothing, and Ankalaev just chasing him around and holding him against the fence. And then they go to a decision win, which it could happen, but I feel like Alex is going to come out really aggressive in this fight. He's going to be throwing a lot of, like, you know, the Izzy fight where he jumped out and did a front kick to start the fight off? That's what he's probably going to do here against Ankalaev. Like, he's really motivated, he's locked in, he's not hanging out with Nina Drama getting his feet sucked by her or whatever. Like, he's actually locked in, and he's focused. Like, he's not traveling. Like, dude, for the last fight, he was cornering Strickland in Australia 3 weeks before his fight. Like, you can't be doing that. You gotta lock in. You gotta lock in and get your belt back, brother. Shama. Also, just want to clarify one thing. I'm not a Poetard, just as I said, Shama. Like, I'm a big Alex Pereira fan. I want him to KO Magomed's ugly face in this fight, just put him to sleep. But these Poetards are just delusional. They're talking about some, dude, Pereira by submission, man. Pereira by Kimura armbar. Like, they are so delusional. Like, plus, I'm not sexually attracted to Alex Pereira. These Poetards are just putting tattoos of him on their butts and stuff. It's disgusting. Like, I'm not like that, dude. I love Pereira, but I don't love Pereira. So for my final prediction for the main event, this honestly sucks. This makes you so mad, but I'm going to pick Ankalaev by a round 3 TKO, unfortunately. I don't think it's going to go the same as the first fight. I think they're both going to be more aggressive. But I feel like Alex is going to I think he's going to rock Ankalaev. And then he's going to get overly confident, then try and go in and finish him. You know what I think, actually? I think this fight is going to go a lot like the second Izzy fight, where he hurts him, tries to go in and get the finish, and then gets starched. I feel like he's going to hurt Ankalaev, do good, and then he's going to get countered horribly, then just get dropped and then finished by a vicious ground and pound. I hope I'm wrong, but that's how I'm seeing this, honestly. Plus, Pereira's pushing 40. Ankalaev's in his physical prime. He's 33 or 32. And he has a speed advantage, like I said before, but I hope Pereira wins. But from the way it's looking, I think Ankalaev is going to beat him again. And in terms of Ankalaev being a champion, I don't think after he beats Pereira, I think he loses the belt to, like, Yuri or something like that. Like, I don't see Magomed being a long-lasting champion. I think he beats Pereira this time, and then he loses it. Or he has one more title defense, and then he loses it. Ankalaev did say he wants to move up to heavyweight, though. He says he's going to have at most 3 more fights at light heavyweight that is moving up, which is good, because it'll make heavyweight more interesting, finally. Like, imagine Magomed Ankalaev versus Tom Aspinall. That'd be a really interesting fight. Now, on a different note, the UFC Qatar main event was finally revealed, and it's going to be Arman versus Dan Hooker, which is something I was not expecting. Like, I'm just glad Arman's finally back after over a year of not fighting. Like, his last fight was against Charles in April of last year. And Arman's fighting Dan Hooker, which, you know, I heard rumors of this fight happening a while ago, but I wasn't sure they were going to do it. But hey, it's official now. And I think Arman's going to win the fight by just dominance, by alone. Like, he's good wrestling, and he has a great ground and pound too. His elbows are super underrated. His striking is good. I'll say Arman has good striking, but it's not great. It's average. I'm not even going to call it good. I think it's average. He's gotten rocked by some strikers who shouldn't even be in the great conversation. Yeah, but Arman has great wrestling. Dan Hooker, I feel like, he's not washed, but he's been through so many wars, like that fight of Dustin Poirier, where they looked like they were just covered in blood, had to go to the hospital after. I think Dan Hooker's been through so much crap. I think Arman's not going to have a too hard time beating him. I'm going to say Arman by... This is going to be an early prediction because the fight's not going to go on for a while, but I'm going to say Arman by round 2, TKO. He's going to probably take Dan Hooker down and slash him with ground and pound. But I do think if Dan Hooker beats Arman, he should fight for the belt, because Arman is the number 1 contender right now. So I think he should definitely, if Dan Hooker wins, he should fight for the belt. And if we finally have some movement in the lightweight division, this is so good. Like, I've been saying, the lightweight division is just so stale. No one's fighting anybody. Like, Gaethje's like, nah, I want a title shot. Then Patty's just kind of disappeared. Arman's fighting Dan Hooker, though, which is good. And then Oliveira's fighting this week, or he's fighting this month, which against Mateus Gamrot, which should be really interesting to watch. Now, that means for the title shot, we're either going to see 2 things. Either one, if Arman wins, he'll fight Ilya in, like, early next year, because that's when the Paramount deal starts. And they're going to want to start the year off big with a big fight. So what could happen is one of 2 things. Arman wins his fight in November, then fights Ilya in early January. Or not early January, like mid-January or mid-February for the belt. Or that means he's just not going to fight for a while, and we're going to see either Gaethje or Patty fight for the belt. Now, the UFC does not like Arman. It's obvious. So, they could do Patty or Gaethje for the belt. If I were to pick one person, I'd say probably Patty, because Gaethje's going to get destroyed by Ilya. It's not even close. I actually think he has no chance of beating Ilya at all. Like, the only way you can beat Ilya is if you give him a knife or a gun or something. I don't know. But at this stage right now, he gets destroyed. And as for Patty, I think Patty is able to make it to round 2, and then he just dies. I think Ilya just hits him and he just dies. Now for the co-main event, we have Belal versus Ian Gary. I wasn't expecting this fight, honestly. I was expecting Belal to fight Kamaru Usman or something like that. But this fight's going to be interesting too. I'm actually very excited for this fight, because Belal hasn't fought since May when he got pieced up by JDM. Yeah, but I'm excited to see Belal come back, and it's against Ian Gary. Ian Gary is a very good fighter. He's unlikable as hell. I'll admit that. Like, he pisses me off. He's like, oh, you're out there absolutely dominated the boogeyman. Like, shut up. And he's a cuck too. Unbelievable. But yeah, that's talk for a different video. But Ian Gary is just super unlikable. And people hate Belal, dude. I'm going to be one of those people. I don't hate Belal, okay? Is he boring? Yeah. But I don't hate Belal as a person. I think he seems like a cool dude. I think he seems like a chill dude. He seems like a cool ass dude. But in terms of this fight, like, some people are calling it like the battle of the 2 most unlikable fighters, which is kind of funny. Yeah, but for this fight, prediction wise, I'm predicting Ian Gary perhaps by decision. But this fight is so far away. Like, Belal is he has good wrestling too. Like, we could see Belal Muhammad by decision. Like, Belal he's known for being boring, so we could see Belal just go to a boring decision. But Ian Gary, he has good striking, and his wrestling's underrated too. Like, the MVP fight, he took MVP down and was doing pretty good in the ground. But yeah, these are our co-main and main events for UFC Qatar. Very excited for this card. Very good card so far. Like these two fights are really, really good. And yeah, guys, that's about it for the video. Thanks for watching, and like, subscribe, and have a nice day. Thank you.